Welcome to Before the Bid, your connection to some of the world's best livestock sales. Stay tuned as your host, Andy Howe, takes you coast to coast, stopping along the way to talk with producers about their operation, their livestock, and of course, their upcoming sales. Let's get to it.
Welcome, livestock friends, to this Before the Bid podcast, and excited about this one. I've got three guys on the other end of the line, and we are going out to Hubbard, Iowa for this podcast, and we're going to talk to some guys that are having a sale coming up here on SC Online Sales September the 16th, and so look forward to that. They are the only ones on September the 16th, so got their own date there for SC, and excited about that for these guys. They're holding their first official online sale. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And we have from Hubbard, Iowa, we have the Friest Brothers, and also we have Dad. We got to make sure we get him in there. Dad Terry, he's on here with us, and we're going to be hearing from him. Also, we've got Brant on here. We've got Thane on here, and so excited to talk to these guys on the podcast, and we've had a very good visit so far. So these guys are guys that I think you're going to enjoy a lot, and I know I have so far. So excited to get into this one. And so, again, Hubbard, Iowa, and this one is on September the 16th on SC Online Sales. We're talking to the Friest Brothers and Terry, Brant, and Thane. And guys, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. Thanks for having us on. We're pretty excited to do this. So,
right. Well, Terry, we'll start with you. Always got to start with Dad and give Dad the respect and let Dad kind of tell the story. How did this whole thing get started?
Well, probably this whole idea started back as an older gentleman. I was shown in the 80s and traveling to Denver, Louisville in the early 90s. And then, as every father always hopes that his children will follow in his footsteps. Well, so far, these kids have followed in my footsteps and went way beyond what I was doing.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have three kids. My oldest one, my daughter, she's an ag teacher in our local district. And there's Brant and Thane. So, when it's Friest Brothers, they kind of forgot about their sister. But anyway, so these guys, they're 20 and 22 years old, so I was kind of pretty proud of them that they're going to have the first online. They pretty much started, local producers wanted some help working cattle, getting them ready for sales and picking genetics. And when these boys started out, they weren't even old enough to drive to the producer's place. The producer was having to come get them to take them back to look at the cattle and to work on the cattle.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Well, Terry, how did you get them started in the cattle? I mean, you kind of went around and did that, but did you have some cattle there of your own, or how did you get those guys
interested? Yes, at the time, it was a family generation of my own. I also had a brother and a sister, and we all showed together, and things progressed from our early years. And you want to go a little bit farther, and you want to go more, you want to go here, and you want to go there. Well, that was before I was married, before I had kids, so we had the money to go do that.
Right.
Well, along comes the kids and the wife, and priorities kind of changed, so things kind of got slowed down a little bit, hoping that my kids would have the interest that I had. Well, that just took off like a rocket, it did.
Right.
So anymore, I guess I'm just the guy that the advisor when they need help on where to put a water line or why won't this fan run. They usually come find me first.
Or my tanks need filled.
yeah.
So that's kind of what I am. They're the ones that are out here breaking, washing, clipping, and they call when they need some help, but this is all their baby.
Right. Now, Terry, you feed some cattle, right?
Yeah, right here at Hubbard, Iowa. Father and I, we farm some row crop ground, and we usually feed some cattle, Western origin cattle, and we just run out of places for the boys to have cattle, and that's when Brant purchased this site we're at right now, and it's been quite the year. When he first bought it, he had his fixer-up house and bare ground. There wasn't a fence post or a usable building anywhere, so it's been a long year getting this facility ready, and I think the boys are ready to have their first online sale, so that's where we're at right now.
Oh, that's great. I want to talk to the boys. Brant, let's start with you a little bit. And Brant, what do you do during the day?
During the day, I haul livestock for Weekman Trucking just out of Hubbard, Iowa. Any given day, we might start early, we might start late, transporting hogs, sheep, and cattle all around the United States. If it fits in the livestock wagon, we're hauling it. There was a guy, one of my buddies even used it a couple weeks ago to move and haul furniture, so they made it work anyway.
Now, did you have to help him load it and everything?
No, I just got the Snapchats. I was lucky enough to find something else to do that day, and he didn't even call to help it, other than to have a beer and pizza afterward. So
So you're just the driver.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good. Now, Brant, I guess we can get into this a little bit here. You're trying to expand this, and you made a big move here about a year ago.
Yeah, about a year ago, just east of Hubbard, about 2.5 miles from the main farm, I bought this little 10-acre place with a few sheds on it and fixed up her house. And I got my feet wet in the fixing up in world and decided that if I were to do it again, I wouldn't do it. But we pounded quite a few fence posts, and we made it work for the cattle, I guess.
Okay. Well, I think we need to talk about the house just a little bit. If it's a fixer-upper house, you buying more fence posts and fence, or you buying stuff for the house?
Definitely more fence. My girlfriend says that we need to trim or woodwork in the house, and I just go buy another bundle of fence posts, and that's woodwork for me. So make that work, I guess. She doesn't think the same way, but she puts up with me, I guess.
It's funny how they don't think the way we do when it comes to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like we talked a little earlier, I've got a rental house that we've got to fix up and do some things, and I know I'd a lot rather have that money to buy fence posts and fence and things like that. So I can feel your pain.
Exactly. It's tugging at the wallet from both sides.
Absolutely. Thane, let's bring you into this. And what do you do, and what do you do at the operation?
I chore 7,200 head of hogs every day.
Oh, wow.
And then on spring and fall, I haul the manure. So if it's around a hog, you can probably find me there.
Uh-huh.
And when I'm not doing that with my schedule, then I main cowboy, I guess, around the farm.
Okay. Well, good. Tell me a little about the hog interest. Was that something you've always been interested in, or was it something that just kind of fit with running cattle and things like that? So you thought, yeah, let's do it?
Just kind of fit. Started in high school, just needing wanting a little extra money, I guess, to kind of get the cows going, and was spending it faster than I was making it, so I had to keep taking care of more pigs.
Okay. So are you guys a commercial operation? You have a purebred operation? As far as the pigs go, what kind of operation
The pigs,
is it?
it's just feeder pigs or market hogs, I guess.
Okay. And Terry mentioned you guys grew up and helping and getting guys, helping them get ready for sales, and I'm going to guess doing some show fitting and things like that. If you would tell us a little bit about some of those things that you've done.
Absolutely. We have a really pretty good namer by the name of Larry Hyman, just directly to the west of me. He runs about a purebred Simmental and Foundation Semi herd of about 100 cows, all the way from here to Stewart, Iowa, which is about an hour and a half, an hour 45 from here, to a couple different pastures anyway. He was getting up there in age and decided that it wasn't so fun to get the crap beat out of him breaking calves, so he called Thane and I and my sister Michaela, and we broke them and took them to the state fair, and we did really well there. A couple class winning bulls, a reserve division as a feeder calf with Larry's stuff, and then the bonus on it was the little calves are broke for the beef expo, which we'd sell everything at the beef expo the following year, either as open heifers or bred heifers or yearling bulls for him. So it was kind of a break them once and get your double value out of them, I guess.
Right. Absolutely. Did you guys do a lot of other showing and things like that growing up and coming through the ranks?
Absolutely. Yeah, we were always fiddling with a few 4-H calves through county fairs and open shows, just random here or there stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as soon as Brant turned 16, we were gone about every weekend, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Well, Thane, now you got the harassment a little bit earlier about you had all the success. Is that right?
Yeah, somehow it worked out that way. We just finally started to get it figured out once everybody else was gone, and I guess I was the common denominator left to show. So that worked out pretty dang good for me.
Now, you guys, what was it? I thought I heard you say something about you won county fair and things like that 4 or 5 years in a row or something?
Or I won this county fair, or it's top 5 my whole high school career, but then won the steer sale my junior year and had 2 heifers in the top 5 my senior year, and won the fair that year too. So.
Wow, well, that's good. Yeah, everybody, and I'm going to guess everybody pulled together for little brother to make sure that happened.
Yeah, as a whole family wanted to hear.
Right, makes it a family affair, and it sounds like you guys are still staying together with that, even though with that outlaw ag teacher sister.
Yeah.
Other than that, you guys are keeping this thing going and wanting to expand things.
Yeah, absolutely. About every weekend, if you come check out the calves, we'll all be sitting in the garage and more than willing to invite you up for lunch or something, or come get a pop out of the garage. You'll see every single one of us, and even my sister's dogs are running around here. So it's a family affair on the weekends, especially.
Yeah, well, that sounds great, and that's the way it should be. So, Brant, you guys talked about you had a little bit of a misfortune there that turned around that you guys could grow this cow herd some and do some different things. So if you would tell us a little about that and what you've gotten started, and we'll talk about some future plans and things as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We just kind of got the cows and outgrew some space at the main farm, so we came over here to this farm and kind of bought here or there and bought random cows off sales and kept 4-H heifers and started breeding them. And sure enough, you breed something that starts popping out calves, then you got to get rid of the calves, and we've been on it for a few years now anyway. So.
Right. Are you guys a lot of AI? Or are you a lot of embryo transfer? What's your outlook there?
More AI than embryos, but we're starting to put quite a few more embryos in the last 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a really good partnership hooked up with actually my boss that owns the trucking company. He just had 60 commercial cows, just raising commercial calves, and we ended up putting embryos in most of his cows and working out a deal, and somehow it seems to work fine. So.
Right.
Yeah, helped with expansion too.
Absolutely.
Right.
Satelliting a little bit.
Yep. Especially in our area, it's kind of hard to find grass.
A lot of it turned over, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Pastures few and far in between.
That's pretty good farm ground down in there.
Yeah. Yeah, the neighboring county had some stuff like 27,000 an acre or something like that, like a month ago.
Just a few weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's getting a little crazy.
Wow. Yeah, not a lot of guys.
Yeah, the cows don't make that much money, I guess.
Right. That'd be hard to pencil that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what's the future look like then, or what's the goals? What are you guys going to try to do with the future of this thing?
We'd like to expand the cow herd a little bit, maybe put a few more embryos in, buy a few more cows, finish my house a little bit, and, simple stuff, they say.
Right.
Yeah, I would say future, hopefully, I don't know, we've kind of focused more on raising heifers and have a heifer win something pretty big, I guess, would be kind of one of my major goals.
Yeah, it looks like you're well on your way, and we're going to talk about some of those here in just a little bit. But do you think that might be a deal where you can keep with your boss, Brant, and keep putting embryos in there as well and doing some things with that?
Absolutely. He's kind of on the daredevil side, so he loves gambling and seeing other people succeed. He's a really good guy, and we can't thank him enough for what he's done for us and with us as far as raising club calves and heifers go.
You guys want to stick with the club calf thing, or is there a different outlook on that?
I like to say we want to have the right calf for the right person at the right time. We have everything. Our embryos this year, we've focused on more maternal stuff, and then some of our AI cows are club calves. So it's just kind of a weird deal. We like to dabble in everything. Mostly like to focus on the heifers as ideally, because it's just pretty looking at a nice batch of Simi or Angus heifers that if we can ever get a matching 20 head set, that'd just be a dream come true.
Right. Now, Terry, do you ever have to come in with these guys and Brant wants to go one way and Thane wants to go the other, and you have to be the voice of reason?
You could say I'm the voice of reason. I always say, boys, are you sure you want to do this?
Uh-huh.
And usually the daughter comes in and she has an opinion too. So then I have 3 opinions to choose from. I probably like them a little framier than a lot of guys do.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of my generation there.
Mm-hmm.
And, but they're pretty much all black except the one red.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big guy of a lot of chrome on a calf. Let's put it that way.
Uh-huh.
But pretty much their own deal. Like I said, I'm usually the guy out here dragging the water hose to fill these tanks or checking electric fence at 11 o'clock at night or things of that order. This is pretty much their project. Like I said, I never dreamed that my kids would carry on and want to carry it one step further than what I carried it when I was young.
Right.
Yeah, Dad's used to those big, tall-legged Key Angus. Is that right?
Actually, they were in the early 90s. We had the Key Angus. We had the 1 CAs, the 2 CAs, and the PCAs.
The ones that were 6 foot tall.
Yeah, Mom would be digging out photo albums some Sunday afternoon during the wintertime,
Uh-huh.
and Thane and I would just look and shake our head because they were just as tall and no-gutted as you could ever imagine.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I remember those days. You guys will have to send me some of those for the podcast video, and
Yeah.
we'll get some of those thrown up on there.
Well, I'm a little bit fatter and a little bit grayer than those pictures you'll see me in.
Well, that's all right. It happens to the best of us.
I might be better looking now too, though. So
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, get better looking with age. I've heard that happens.
it does.
Well, that's great. Terry, talk about Mom just a little bit because it sounds like she is a big part of this as well.
Yeah, Courtney kind of is. She grew up just north of town here. She grew up on a diversified livestock operation, and her and I got together. We actually went on our first date. I took her to the county fair to a concert, believe it or not.
Awesome.
And she wanted to go out the next night too. So I was pretty impressed. Anyway, so she kind of had been in the cattle industry a little bit, showing a little bit herself,
Uh-huh.
and she just kind of said, "Okay, this is what your children want to do. This is what we'll do."
Right.
So she's the one that's up at night washing clothes when we get home, and she's the one that makes sure the entry fees gets paid, and she's the one that just kind of keeps the glue together, and she seems to be the one that's always got cookies and pop here when people come to see the calves.
Well, that's awesome.
So she's always baking something.
That's good. Yeah, you got to have that.
Yeah, you got to have somebody to keep us guys all in line.
Right, right. I was in Iowa when I came out there to school, and we went to a few different places, and we had a guy out there that is very, very successful, and he says you sell more livestock at the dinner table than you do while you're out there looking at them.
Yes, she will. Yep.
So she is on point right there with the baked goods or whatever else to get them to sit down and eat something.
Yes, she is. She does a good job of it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. So, hey, guys, you ready to get into the cattle here in just a minute?
You bet.
And talk about some of these. Again, the sale is on September the 16th on SC. You guys are also going to do an open house right there on the 16th and have everybody out that wants to come out and look at them and bid on them right there.
Absolutely. It's a Friday night, so it's a nice little weekend, stay out late, and hopefully the bids keep coming in.
Right, okay.
And have a little liquid encouragement.
That sounds great. Yeah, that sounds good. And there is a big game coming up here that you guys are going to be out there this weekend, like the 10th and the 11th. Want to welcome people to come out and look at these cattle live, but you guys might be just a little bit busy for an hour or two, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely,
we'll be,
but
pretty
one
busy
of us
in the garage at the ball game.
So come to the garage. You guys got the big screen TV set up already.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And we're going to watch Iowa State. Is that right?
Yep.
That is correct.
Huh. Do those two programs still have football? Is that what we're watching?
Yeah.
Well, Iowa State still has a program. Iowa's kind of questionable.
Iowa's got a defense and no offense.
Okay.
It's rivalry week.
It's rivalry week, right? And so you guys are all on the same page, though, right? You guys are all Iowa State Cyclones.
Yeah, that is
Yep.
right.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Brant, is everybody on the same page there?
Well, Paige, my girlfriend, she's on the fence. She doesn't know what she likes, so she's easily talked into being an Iowa State fan, but her family definitely does not agree with that choice, I guess you should say.
Okay. Well, I've got a Buckeye in this house that one of these days we're going to convert her to a Boilermaker as well. So I kind of understand what you're going through there. So.
Yeah. You bet.
Well, you guys have sent me some pictures of these cattle. We don't quite have the videos back yet, but we will have them back here for the podcast video and things, and you guys will have them ready to put up on SC. But where can they go see this if maybe it's not up on SC yet? Is there a place where we can see some of these videos and see some of the information for these cattle in this sale?
Absolutely. On my personal Facebook, just Brant Friest on Facebook, or they can add me on Snapchat. There seems to be something on Snapchat about every day at Brant F2000 on Snapchat.
Okay. Brant F2000. I'll have to write that down. Good. All right. That's going to be the best place to find some more information then?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Well, let's get into these cattle. You've got a couple of them that you want to highlight. There's going to be 18 of them lined up for the sale. 17.
One scratch.
Okay. Right. 17 head because 17 scratched.
Yep. Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Let's start in here. We'll just start in numerical order here. We got lot 1. We got a crossbred maternal made heifer.
Yeah. So our maternal maid, we flushed that Tammy cow, which is our new donor from Jared Boyer that we bought about 2-3 years ago. We flushed her as a heifer calf. We IVF her through the Vitelli program. There's a satellite location about 25 miles away, so not too bad at all. So we IVF'd her to maternal maid and ended up using our partnership herd, which is my boss AJ's herd, as with an embryo, and this is one of the calves out of that program.
Okay.
We're pretty excited about her and that new donor cow, and she's just so sound and so easy moving and easy flushing and good fronted. I mean, we go on and on about that one. I should say there's a reason why she's our lot 1.
Right. Yeah, she is really, really easy on the eyes, and like you said, she's got that style to burn.
Right, exactly. And we think she could really, really be something.
Okay. The lot 2, we got a daddy's money out of this Tammy donor.
Yep, that was donor's natural calf this year. Bred her more Cavanese. That'll be maintainer heifer. Real deep bodied and sound, good fronted. I mean, about anything you can ask for a nice maintainer heifer.
And especially being Cavanese, when she popped that thing out, and that thing got about a month age on it, we knew we were in trouble.
Right. In trouble for the good, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Tell us a little about this Tammy donor. We didn't really hit on her much, but we've got the first 2 lots out of her.
Yeah, so she's a Pays to Believe out of Boyert's Tammy cow. One of my friend's kids showed her as a calf and was pretty successful at some open shows, and just won our county fair with that one also. Just a really good sound, good moving, and those Tammy cows. That is one cow family I think everybody in the nation probably knows.
Mm-hmm.
So we were pretty excited to get our hands on that heifer when we brought her home.
Yeah, trying to incorporate some of those genetics into ours.
Right, and you guys have 2 of them out of the sale right here, so
right.
Looks like you did a nice job with that.
Yeah, thank you.
The lot 3, Thane, I think you're going to take this one, is my understanding.
Yeah, I'll take this one.
We got a maintainer here, daddy's money out of a broker. Now, tell the story on this one.
Yeah, this is where my bragging comes in. We were up in northern Iowa. When we were shown, we'd go up there every year on that pro tour.
Uh-huh.
And found this heifer calf that I just loved. I mean, I really, really liked her. And Dad and Brant go, "What are you even looking at that thing for? What are you doing?" And I went with it, and I was like, I'm just going to buy that thing, not tell them, and say, "Hey, we got to make a trip to northern Iowa next weekend." So I got her bought and bred her, then the daddy's money for Cavanese deal again, and actually ended up working out. So now I got to do a little bragging about every single time we ever go look at the calves, and every morning we tie them up. I go, "Oh, what's that one there? That one sure looks nice."
Now, Thane, why do you have such bragging rights? Because you kind of bought her on your own, but, usually everybody kind of likes to agree with things.
Yeah, it was just worked out in my favor, man. I'm sure glad it did. They'd be laughing in my face otherwise.
But then they tell you to stop, is that right?
Yeah, they told me to stop, but, well, when I'm the one bidding, I guess I just went ahead and did it.
I think genetically that's a problem. We're told to stop bidding, and then we just end up bringing it home. I think we have a few cows with that same type of story anyway.
Well, as long as they work out, it's all good, right?
Yeah,
Right.
some didn't work out, but all in all, like, I guess the ones that did work out outweigh the ones that didn't work. So we'll take it.
Right, right. Well, we got another one down here a little bit later that we've got a good story about as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the lot 4, we've got another female. We got a purebred semi heifer and King of Diamonds out of Nuno Moss.
Yes, that heifer actually, the cow family originates from Johnny Johnson's out in Nebraska. That cow has been super successful for us. The King of Diamonds heifer is our third calf. The first year we just sold just a nice bull for $1,800 out of Step Up, just to a local guy to use as a herd bull, and he still has him to this day. Actually, the second year, her full brother we sold. Just happened to come across some people on Facebook looking for a bull, and they came and studied him. I think they came 3 times before they finally decided to make the decision. But we ended up getting a pretty good amount of money out of him, and so now we're pretty jacked up for this heifer being a full sibling to that bull, and just kind of excited for that one.
Well, tell us about her a little bit.
I hate to say it, but she's about the best made semi we've ever raised. Really good, chubby, and gonna grow super good and be cool fronted for a purebred semi. You know, they get a little husky in that front end, but that one is just not quite jet fronted, but that thing is darn good fronted, and she's definitely gonna grow and make somebody an even better cow after the show career is over. You know, it's just that's what we're really trying to do with our heifers.
The Simmental Junior Nationals in Des Moines this year. Hopefully, can get her there, I guess.
Right. That ought to cause a little bit of stir for semis in the area.
Yep.
It looks to me like you guys hit that one right, and you're going to bring them a really good one.
Yeah, we are quite excited for that one. She's been a favorite with all the groups coming through.
Right. What age is this one?
She is at very tail end of January.
Okay.
Yeah, we started calving a few embryos January 10th and then took about a 2-week off break. So she's right there at the last week of January.
Okay. All right. Be primed and ready for Junior Nationals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got a few steers in here and start the steer division here with the lot 5 steer. We got a crossbred steer, When in Doubt.
Yeah, that When in Doubt steer he's a pretty cool deal. He was hairy as a buffalo and he was a calf, so that's why his nickname is Buffalo. We ended up buying some embryos out of the Griswold's the classic sale, and these are embryos by their Miss Molly donor, which is a Wizard whiskey, and they ended up working really good.
Mm-hmm.
Just big and hairy, and heck, the picture guy, even Adam White, he loved that one. He said that When in Doubt bull, he's loving that When in Doubt bull, and he said that's a pretty darn good calf out of that bull.
Now, was there an agreement on these embryos? Did everybody go together and say, I think we ought to buy these, or did somebody have bragging rights on this one?
I think I was loading pigs that day, and we were watching the sale on our Apple TV, so we had the computer, I don't know, live auctions or whatever it was on TV, and
Sure.
I came back home and they were still watching it, and you get anything bought? Oh, no, nothing, and then about 10 minutes later, they couldn't keep it in any longer. Oh, yeah, we bought those embryos 5 lots ago.
Yeah.
It's the thing you weren't even in on that one, huh?
I don't think I was in on that one.
Oh, man, so you don't have any
But
bragging rights.
I guess I can't complain too much on how those calves look, I guess.
Right. Looks like they made a pretty smart move, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my bragging rights for the year.
There you go. Everybody's got to have some, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got another steer to follow this one. We got a little different color in this crossbred steer here.
Yeah, that lot 6, that's a One Oak Red Alert that we're pretty jacked up about. That cow came from Ty Cool out in Michigan. That's just her second calf. But during COVID, Ty was expecting to have this heifer out of one of his donor cows on the Michigan Beef Expo sale, and it ended up getting canceled because of the COVID and ended up being online. So we ended up buying this heifer, just kind of sight unseen, just saw some videos, and Thane and I kind of looked at her and said, well, she'll work. So we bid on her a few times and ended up bringing her home. So
yeah, kind of one of those late deals. I was needing another show heifer to show my senior year. We're going to have 2, and just came across that one, luckily.
Well, good. Well, did she work out in the show ring then?
Yeah, she actually won our county fair and then was top 5 at a couple open shows.
Oh, cool. So you did good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. And then the best thing about her, she turns around and she spits out these quality steers.
Right.
Right. Absolutely.
Tell us about this red steer.
Oh, being that one oak red alert, I mean, he's a pretty cool pedigree and really good fronted, and we can flash that picture up on Facebook. And I had 3 phone calls on Sunday afternoon. I made the post, and I had 3 phone calls within the first 2 hours. So it was a pretty cool deal. And he's dog tame and just as sound as you can make one.
Appears from the picture, big legged, choke fronted.
Yeah, he's got all
Pretty
the
nice
right
calf.
Right. Appears he's going to have some growth to him as well.
Yeah.
Excited about that one. We get back in here to the heifers, and we come back in with a vengeance here on this Lot 7 heifer. Got a little white on her head there. We got a crossbred one oak female.
Yeah, that cow originated, that was Thane's senior year 4-H project, and that cow originated from Raymond Gonet down at Competitive Edge Genetics. Just a nice, cool, baldy, sock cow. And we bred her to one oak this year, and it hit, that calf is just about as good as you can make one on the move. Super square, huge bellied.
Smooth made sound. I mean, that thing, it's a total package there.
And the baldy to top it all off.
Yeah, she's sure flashy enough, and then you had that little white on her head and on her nose, and man, she's really cool.
Yeah, we are excited of that one. That one, we had a guy here just yesterday from Minnesota check her out, so that was a pretty cool deal.
Mm-hmm. And she's going to be a crossbred, right?
Right.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And she's kind of one of those in-betweeners, kind of could make a breeding heifer, could go market, just kind of depends how you feed her, I suppose.
Right, be versatile.
Yep.
And gonna have hair forever. That cow always had hair, and she is the hairiest darn thing on the sale, I think.
Oh, she is. She's absolutely full of it. She's really neat, really flashy. Good high-quality female there. We don't quit. We got the Lot 8. We got another win in doubt. It's a crossbred.
Yep. That one goes back to that same Miss Molly cow on the embryo purchase from the Griswold Classic.
So full sib to Lot 5.
Full sib to 5. There you go. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And really sound made and really choke fronted, really cool fronted, and probably more like a market heifer than a breeding heifer, but really sound and the type of cow that we need to make.
Mm-hmm.
Or we enjoy making, I guess.
Because she's got a little bit more of that power, a little more of that. Maybe you want to talk clubby. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, she can touch more clubby than most of probably 1 through 4 heifer. I mean, she's just a little bit more markety.
Okay. Yeah, she appears to be pretty powered up and big gutted and big bone as well.
Absolutely.
All right, she's really neat one to really watch and pay attention to there, the Lot 8. Now Lot 9, we've been telling a few stories. And this one comes to you, Brant. We've got a story on this one. We got a half semi female here, and why don't you just take it away?
Yeah, she's probably one of the most unique females to walk the place here. Just being the way she's made and the way she looks, and being a chosen one out of a half semi. It's a pretty neat deal. But the story on the Cal family is I was in my late high school career, and I was trying to impress this new girlfriend that I still have to this day, believe it or not.
That's the best part of it.
Right. So we went down to Seth Plindell's sale over in over there by Stewart somewhere at Jansen Farms there, and we just absolutely bought this heifer, and I just fell in love with her, and then all of a sudden I wasn't gonna bid, and then we ran her and bid her a few times, and I don't know, must impress Paige enough to stay around a little longer. So
So it was all to impress her is why you got this mother, huh?
yeah, I guess. And the cow ended up being a super good producer. We bred her to one oak last year. Her calf last year was a one oak that Ryan Mesh happened to sell for us and sold for good money, and went to Wade Rogers, and he sold him up wherever he ever ended up. I never did here, but a very successful cow family. So
another one of those gambles that ended up working out quite well.
Yeah, we like to gamble around here, I guess you could say.
Have you guys ever been to Vegas?
No, I never have been. No.
I think
the casino in Des Moines is about the farthest we've ever went. So.
Well, I guess that's right. There is one there in Des Moines, isn't there?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You guys frequent that then and do quite well?
No, we went on for my brother-in-law's bachelor party, and that's about the one and only time I've been there.
That's
Okay.
probably the one and only time I'll go.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys are pretty good gamblers, so I don't want to encourage that kind of thing, but it seems like you guys, that might be a decent place for you to go every once in a while.
Yeah.
Right. If we could come out on the positive end after we come out of there, that'd be a little better.
Maybe make enough money to buy some doors and fence for the new place, huh?
Yeah, that'd be ideal. That would be ideal.
Or some new water, so Dad doesn't have to go out there with a hose all the time. You think,
Drag the
Terry,
hose
that'd be all
around.
right, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, those are just our summer pens, so he doesn't have to drag it when it's negative degrees in cold Iowa winter.
Okay. Well, hey, you guys have a couple more cattle in this sale, and heifers and steers alike. What else do you guys want to highlight and talk about? And I'll just kind of let you guys go right ahead with them.
Oh, another cool one, or just kind of something a little fancy, is our lot 14, which really goes back to kind of a weird coincidence type deal. Is I went and bought it's a Sim Angus bull off our neighbor's Summit Farms from up here in Hubbard, and it went back to Nichols Genetics, and I ended up using him and being a cleanup calf, and kept a heifer that is out of that bull, and then this heifer is actually out of one of my cleanup heifers, and just kind of ended up working last year a full sib to the cow. Mike and Donna from Owine, Iowa, sold a heifer pretty good out of just that simple cleanup bull, just a good made fronted Sim Angus bull, and we couldn't be impressed enough with that. And so this year we decided to have a little dabble of that on our sale, just to kind of see what, our cleanup bulls even can raise a pretty damn nice one.
Yeah, and she's really, really nice. She's kind of my kind. She's pretty maternal, it appears.
Yeah,
Oh,
really
yeah.
maternal. Smooth made. I mean, just kind of puts good pieces together.
She does have a little bit of that front end, but that's the only downfall on her.
But it fits what you guys talked about with her being so maternal, and you talked about some of the others that might not be as maternal and might be a little more clubby, maybe even a little more market style females. You guys are very diverse with your breeding and what you guys have to offer.
Absolutely. Like we said, we like to have the right calf for the right person at the right time, and if we can make all three of those work, we might be successful, I guess.
Well, that sounds great. Who else do you guys want to talk about?
We kind of did something a little more unique this year, really ever, and trying to sell a bull on the online sale with all these clubby calves. But he's a pretty dang nice bull. Just he's a maintainer too, out of daddy's money, and have a pretty dang good semi cow family that we have, and it just seemed to work. I mean, I think he looks pretty good. We were kind of debating just selling him privately and not putting him on the sale, but I'm sure glad we did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the crowd we attract thinks of him, and to see what happens with him. But you don't see a lot of yearling bulls on many sales, especially this early, but it's a gamble we're willing to take, I suppose.
Right. With your track record.
Yeah.
With your track record, I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, he fits the part, and he fits in to be a good maternal bull. I don't know if he fits with quite the clubby stuff, but he matches some of our heifers that are on the maternal side. So what the heck, we're not out nothing to put him on there and see what happens.
Right. As I'm flipping through pictures here, I'm wondering, the lot 15 steer, he really catches my eye.
Oh yeah, that's a good story for Thane. That cow is kind of the same story as his other cow.
Yeah, I actually bought her on the same trip as that lot 3. They're just kind of the same deal. They didn't really like her because Dad doesn't like really colored cattle very much, and she's more fond of Charlet looking. And Brant was like, I don't know, Thane. I don't really know about that one. And it's kind of, well, I think I know,
Yeah.
First I tried breeding her to red, white, and roan. I'll get a cool colored calf here.
Uh-huh.
I actually had to go assist on that birth, and I hooked the chains up to one leg, and I go, what the heck? This must be a cleanup calf. There's a black leg, out of a char cow and a shorthorn bull. I was like, there's no way this thing's black.
Uh-huh.
Well, got him pulled out, and sure enough, I was like, I don't know what the odds of that are, but yeah, he's pretty good made and big body, tame as a kitten too.
With a little bit of white belly, and that night I got a Snapchat from Thane saying, how the heck is this thing so black?
Right, and you say he's a what?
Red, white, and roan.
Okay.
out of a Hawkeye Shar cow.
Oh my. Cool.
So yeah, the
white.
cow's completely white, and I don't know how that
in a row.
happened, but
Oh well, he's really neat.
My brother-in-law, when we were picturing, he was in the back and we were joking about using the aerosol paint and painting the belly when on that calf because Thane wanted to make sure to keep that belly white. But my brother-in-law was joking to paint it black, then kick it out to the picture pen when Thane was just to see what he said.
Right.
I think he would have been coming back to the barn pretty darn fast.
yeah, we would have had to wash him quick.
Well, that white really kind of sets him off and makes him pretty eye-catching. Boy, he's neat. He's neat. I don't know who made this sale order, but boy, I'd like to have him up there up front. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just blame that one on Dad.
Dad took over on that one, huh?
Yep.
That darn white belly, you don't like that.
Got to have them all solid color black, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, sometimes you boys, you'll get him figured out here and get him to understand that today we got to have a little chrome, we got to have a little color on these things.
Absolutely. Makes everything a little more entertaining.
Right. You guys are starting right on him. He's really, really neat. Yeah. Anybody else you guys want to talk about?
We go into lot 12 and 13. They were embryo purchases from the Embryos Gone Snow sale at the Iowa Beef Expo.
Uh-huh.
They came from David Greenhorn
Mm-hmm.
out of his Soul Princess cow. That it was the weirdest deal in the world. We put one embryo in a cow, one of our partnership cows, and she ended up having twins. And they're both DNA the same cow because we're like, no way in heck does this happen. So that embryo must have split or done something. And I've asked 2 or 3 vets in the area, and they said, I really don't know, Brant. I don't know what happened here. So those are actually twin heifer calves.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure how it works, but I would have thought splitting from the embryo they'd be identical, but yeah, one's got a white star on her forehead and the other one doesn't. So I don't know how. It really is kind of confusing.
This is, and they're a little bit different in their makeup.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I don't know. I assume splitting from the same embryo they'd be identical, but.
But you guys, you say you have blood typed them and they type correct.
Correct. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Which makes it very weird. And I mean, we knew the due date and everything was right on track with the embryos, and there was no bull in there, especially. And so we were like, no way that's even could possibly be wrong. But we did it right, and heck, we still don't know what happened. But it's kind of a clever deal, kind of a 1 in a 100,000 chance. I almost guarantee that.
Brandy just walked in here. She's been out feeding, and she's a big part of this thing as anything. I call her Betty. So, Betty, we're picking these guys up on our way to Vegas. They are the luckiest and have the best luck and do the best gambling of anybody that I think we've ever talked to.
Well, we can use some luck going out there. So.
We're going out there to see her daughters. You guys, we're just going to stop and pick you guys up. So
All expenses paid, I'm in.
We just got to watch your age a little bit there, Thing, when you go out there.
I
I
guess that's
gotta
right.
wait a year yet.
I guess that's right. Yeah. Guys, it has been so fun to put this thing together. And I guess anything else that we need to know about the sale that's coming up here on the 16th on SC, anything we need to know about pickup, anything we need to know about guys coming to see these cattle that we haven't talked about yet?
We're more than willing to work with anybody. Just give one of the 3 of us a call about anything, any questions, any transportation. We'll make darn sure we'll make it right with you. And we welcome everybody out to come whenever it's convenient for them. And especially if anybody's around on the 16th sale night, we'll have supper out here and have some yard games going on. And hopefully the sale lasts till midnight or 2 in the morning, and just getting all them bids. That's a man's dream, I suppose.
Right. We have a replay of the Iowa State game on if it works out.
Only if Iowa State wins.
If it ends up right, we will absolutely have whatever they want on TV.
Well, maybe you can have the podcast video on the TV.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Oh, that is good thinking.
There you
very
go.
Good thinking.
There you go. We got that figured out for you.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. We're pretty excited to do this, and we thank you guys for giving us the opportunity, and we look forward to seeing how everything shakes up.
Well, thank you guys. We appreciate it very much. And, man, this has been so fun, and I've enjoyed it. And we'll be watching and keeping track of you guys and keeping track of this sale. And want to wish you a lot of luck with this sale. And, guys, just want to thank you so much for helping get this thing put together.
Yeah,
thank
thank you.
you.
We appreciate your time and everything. So we're excited about it.
All right. Well, thank you guys. And again, September 16th, SC Online Sales. Look for the Friest Brothers sale. And again, we want to thank them, and we want to thank you for listening to another edition of Before the Bid Podcast.